Hello and welcome to a live news update. I'm Khadija Ibrahim. These are the headlines. Tinubu orders rescue of kidnapped victims. Amnesty condemns Kuje chairman's APC threats. Customs reports 34 trillion naira duty waivers. 14 infants killed in Pakistan hospital fire. These are the news in details. President Bola Tinubu has ordered security agencies to immediately rescue victims of the latest mass abduction in Niger State as the government intensifies efforts to tackle insecurity. Tinubu directed the military, police, Department of State Services and other intelligence agencies to work together to secure the victims' release. He also ordered regular updates from the service chiefs until everyone abducted is accounted for. The president condemned the attack and killing of residents, describing those responsible as enemies of peace and humanity. The directive comes as security agencies face renewed pressure to strengthen intelligence and coordinated operations against kidnappers and other criminal groups across the country. Taraba State Governor Agbu Kefas has continued support for the Nigerian army as security agencies work to tackle insecurity in the state. Kefas reaffirmed his administration's commitment to supporting the military and other security agencies in their efforts to protect lives and property. He stressed the importance of cooperation between the state government and security forces in maintaining peace across Taraba. The governor says his administration will continue to support efforts aimed at strengthening security in the state. Nigeria's Financial Intelligence Agency says it has uncovered a crowdfunding network allegedly used to move funds for terrorist activities, raising fresh concerns over how illicit money is being concealed. The Nigeria Financial Intelligence Unit says some of the transactions passed through bank accounts belonging to deceased persons, women, and other third parties. The agency says the accounts may have been used to disguise the true movement and ownership of the funds. The findings are contained in the NFIU's 2025 annual report on terrorist financing and financial crimes. The agency says the discovery highlights the need for stronger monitoring of transactions and tighter control to prevent criminals from exploiting legitimate banking accounts. Relief may for motorists stranded on the Benin Asaba and Ifaki Kaba Ado Ekiti roads as President Bola Tinubu orders immediate government intervention. Tinubu directed the Works Ministry to begin emergency action on both roads after motorists spent hours and in some cases days trapped in traffic. A ministry team has already moved to the Ifaki Kaba Ado Ekiti axis, while Works Minister David Umahi is leading the intervention on the Benin Agbo Asaba road. Umahi apologized to motorists affected by the prolonged delays and difficult road conditions. The intervention is expected to ease traffic, improve movement, and provide immediate relief to road users along the two major routes. Another group of Nigerians is returning from South Africa today for against foreigners. The federal government expects 5 Nigerians to arrive in Johannesburg aboard South African Airways. They returned nearly a week after 83 Africans were repatriated from South Africa following concerns over the safety and treatment of foreigners. The latest repatriation is part of the government's response to the situation as it works to assist Nigerians affected by the unrest and ensure their safe return. The federal government says it remains committed to protecting Nigerians abroad and providing assistance to those seeking to return home. The German embassy in Nigeria has warned Nigerians against using visa agents to process their applications. The embassy says it does not work with visa agents and has urged applicants to use official channels when applying for German visas. It also warned against individuals who claim they can influence or guarantee visa decisions. The embassy advised applicants to follow the official visa process and avoid paying intermediaries who make such promises. Amnesty International has condemned alleged threats by Kuje Area Council Chairman Samuel Danjuma Shekollo against residents who refuse to support the APC. The rights group says remarks attributed to Shekollo telling the residents who would not vote for the APC to leave the area council amount to intimidation and a call to violence. In a statement on X, Amnesty said no public official has the right to make continued residence in Nigeria conditional on support for a political party. It urged police and other security agencies to act quickly to protect residents from political intimidation. A video circulating online appears to show Shekollo linking government projects to support for the APC. Amnesty says political choice is a fundamental right and those making threats must be held accountable. The federal government granted about 35 trillion naira in import duty waivers and exemptions in 2025, with most of the relief supporting national security and key economic interventions. The Nigeria Customs Service says about 60% or 20.4 trillion naira toward military equipment and hardware to strengthen the country's response to security challenges. The remaining 13.6 trillion naira covered government-backed interventions including compressed natural gas, infrastructure, electric and hybrid vehicles, medical supplies, industrial machinery and food programs. The waivers were issued through import duty exemption certificates or IDECs under the Tinubu administration. The disclosures highlight the scale of government-approved import exemptions and their focus on security and critical sectors of the economy. Now on international news, Iran says the Strait of Hormuz remains closed despite a temporary transit agreement with Oman, keeping uncertainty over one of the world's key energy routes. Iran's Deputy Foreign Minister Kazim Garibabadi says the waterway will not fully reopen until Washington returns to its commitment under a memorandum of understanding. He says the temporary agreement with Oman does not amount to a full reopening, insisting that the United States must first meet its obligations. The Strait of Hormuz is a major route for global oil shipments, making its continued closure a concern for energy markets and international trade. Iran's position leaves the strategic waterway closed until further progress is made between the parties. At least 14 infants have been killed after a fire broke out at a hospital in Pakistan's capital, Islamabad. The fire occurred at the Pakistan Institute of Medical Sciences, where the infants were being treated. Authorities have launched an investigation into the cause of the fire, while efforts continue to establish the full circumstances surrounding the incident. The tragedy has sparked renewed concerns over safety measures in hospitals as authorities investigate the deadly fire. At least 8 people have been killed in flash floods in Nepal, with roads and power infrastructure also damaged. The flooding struck Raswa district near Nepal's border with Tibet. Several roads, bridges, and power were damaged, disrupting transportation and electricity. Efforts in affected areas. Authorities are continuing rescue operations as the country deals with the impact of the flooding. That's it this hour. This is the live news update. I'm Khadija Ibrahim.